host of the Gridiron.
So, would the Giants spend the third overall pick or even move up to number one, trade with the Titans on the 22nd ranked player? Now, in this article that I'm going to read, they got the 22nd ranked player, right? That means they got 21 players, and I think a couple of them are running backs. But in this article, they got the 22nd ranked player is Sanders. Here, I got Ward. I got a picture of Ward here on the thumbnail. But interestingly, PFF has Ward, right, ranked higher than Sanders. So it depends on what publication you go to, right? It's all pretty much, one says one thing, one says the other. So I'm going to find, here we go. Giants could have to spend the third overall pick on the 22nd ranked prospect in the draft. Once again, that would be a reach. That's something you want to do. That's you do something like that, it's where you get yourself in trouble. Right? Giants are entering the offseason with an obvious need at quarterback. After the Daniel Jones era came to a tumultuous end this past season, the team will aim to find their next franchise quarterback in the 2025 NFL Draft. With the third overall pick in their possession, there is no guarantee that they will be able to select a quarterback of their choosing. The consensus top two quarterbacks in this year's class are Miami's Cam Ward and Colorado's Shedeur Sanders. However, one of those top two quarterback prospects seems to be slipping down the draft board. NFL draft analysts are seemingly not as high on Colorado quarterback Shadeur Sanders. Sanders was once projected to be the top quarterback in the draft. However, those around the league don't seem to be as high on the Colorado star anymore. Matt Miller of ESPN recently released his ranking of the top 50 prospects in the draft class, with Sanders coming in at number 22. Sanders has some bad habits he needs to clean up, such as throwing late over the middle and holding onto the ball for too long. This will ultimately determine his NFL success. Yes, it will. But his accuracy and ability to make off-platform plays from different arm angles should get him drafted early in the first round, Miller wrote. Sanders was one of the best quarterbacks in college football this past season with 37 touchdowns, 4,134 yards, 74% completion rate, all of which led the Big 12. He helped lead the Buffaloes to a 9-4 record, which is very impressive because they were not, some of the people I was listening to in the beginning of the season said they weren't even going to have a winning record. And they went 9-4. Very impressive. However, as Miller noted, he has some bad habits in the game that don't make him as attractive as draft prospect as he once was. Colorado's bowl game against BYU was not a pretty thing. Sanders struggled throwing 2 interceptions and completing only 69.6% of his passes. Well, that's not bad. I'll take 70%. But additionally, there's concern about those around the league about the influence that Papa Prime, right, who is a Pro Football Hall of Famer, head coach of Colorado, will have on his son's playing career. And you don't want that turning into a sideshow. You know what I mean? You don't want that. So I'll have to wait and see. But they also say here the Giants cannot pass up on a talented quarterback in the draft. However, the Giants may need to take the risk and select Sanders at pick at number 3 overall if it is available, despite the fact that he ranks well outside the top 10 in Miller's rankings. Giants have done a lot of work on Sanders themselves. Yes, they have. And they cannot afford to pass up on a quarterback once again. Despite the volatility, Sanders is shown to be a great pocket passer and has the potential to enhance New York's passing offense tremendously. There are recent examples of a team taking a quarterback fairly early in the draft despite not being projected to go as highly. That's right. For example, there was a lot of uncertainty about how Denver Broncos quarterback Bo Nix would handle the NFL. But he shut down those concerns by leading the Broncos back to the playoffs for the first time in almost a decade this past season. Nix was also ranked much lower than where he was drafted. There's no guarantee that Sanders can replicate Nix's success, but the fact of the matter is that he would be an immediate upgrade over the options the Giants will have once free agency begins. Taking him third overall may be a risk they need to take. Maybe. But if you look, right, I mean, if you look, but I'm going to go over, right, this is PFF. Their leaderboard, okay? They got Hunter is number 1. Then they got Carter as number 2. McMillan, the wide receiver from Arizona, is number 3. Then they got Graham at number 4. So I like Graham or Carter. Those are the 2 guys I like. Get the guys on the defensive line. That's right. But then they got the running back from Boise State. The guy's freaking unbelievable. He was the highest rated running back the past 2 seasons according to PFF. It was 94.9 last season, and this past season was 94.8. Then you got Will Johnson, the cornerback from Michigan. Then you got Starks, the safety from Georgia. Then you got Will Campbell, a tackle. James Pierce Jr., an edge rusher from Tennessee. Burden, wide receiver from Missouri. Mike Green from Marshall, an edge rusher. Let's see. And, you got Simmons, 12, Warrens, 13, Egbuka. Hope I said that right. Number 14, wide receiver from Ohio State. Banks, tackle from Texas. Benjamin Morrison from Notre Dame, my team, cornerback. And number 16, Cam Ward. Now, PFF has Cam Ward is the 17th ranked player. 17th in the country. They got 16 other players ranked that up. And obviously, as I said, one of them is a running back. They got ranked above them. Okay. They said you got to go, and then after 20, you got to go to up to 25, and then you got to go to the next group. Right, you got to go from 26 to 50 to find Shedeur Sanders, and Shedeur Sanders, according to PFF, right? I mean, they got him in the second round, right? I mean, that's what PFF thinks of Shedeur Sanders. They have him at number 40 what? 43. He's the 43rd ranked player, according to PFF. Right? They got him in the second round. So according to PFF, the Giants would right? That's a reach. The 43rd best player. They're going to take him at number 3 in the NFL draft. Wow. And the thing is, if, they want to pick him and they pick him wrong, well, there's just another lost 2 or 3 seasons or whatever it might want to be. The one nice thing would be is that, if they take somebody and he winds up stinking, Giants will wind up stinking and Giants will get another low draft pick once again. That's all. But, as I said, one of those things you just can't reach in these drafts, Now, obviously, I guess with quarterbacks, it's a little different, right? But they got, PFF, they have their own experts and this, that, and the other thing. They're obviously not NFL coaches or, doing their own work and everything. But, they got this guy is like maybe in the second round. And I don't even know where Jalen Milroe is at. I think he's the next graded guy. So let me see. Let me see Jalen Milroe. Where's Jalen Milroe at? He was like early. And he was in the low 30s. Okay, no, I don't say. All right, so we got Shedeur Sanders is 43. Where's Milroe at? Wow. All right, let's see here. So let's go to 51. So they got one guy in the top 25 PFF as far as quarterbacks. The second guy is in the next 25. They got one quarterback from 26 to 50. Let's see if I can find Milrow here. Or who do your next quarterback I want to be in there? Wow. Oh, there you go. Oh, Dylan Gabriel. Oh, okay. Dylan Gabriel is number 67. Jalen Milrow is number 68. So basically, that would be what? Those would be, I'm according to that, 67 and 68 in the draft would be like early third round picks. Have anybody else here? Yeah. Okay. So they got Ward as a second round pick. Okay. PFF as Ward in the first round, in the first 32. Shadeur Sanders is picked for 43, so that's like in the second round. Then they got Gabriel and Milrow would be in the early third round. So, I mean, yeah, once again, if you take it, you got to make sure the guy is worthy of a third pick overall in the draft. As I said, once again, I get it. Quarterback's a little bit different, but it is what it is. But once again, it's going to be very, very interesting to see exactly what winds up happening there.